which is I19103760. For today, I would like to explain to you guys about one of our topic that I select from our subject, which is wealth management and financial planning Islamic. So I choose to explain to you guys about wealth accumulation, which is one of the component of financial Islamic planning. So, what is a wealth accumulation? So, wealth accumulation is a process where individuals save and invest money for the purpose of emergency needs, acquisitions of assets, education planning for the children's hush fund, and also retirement needs. Okay, so wealth accumulation is encouraged in Islamic as mentioned by Surah Jum'ah verse 10, which is, and when the prayer has been concluded, disperse within the land and seek from the bounty of Allah, and remember Allah often that you may success. So, saving simply means putting money in an instrument for the purpose of accumulating in over time. It is supposed to be safe enough to protect its value, that usually in situations to low risk. Okay, on the other hand, investment is normally explained as the choice of individuals to risk his saving with the hope of getting more money. So, in financial planning, investment refers to the money that is put into the real estate asset such as properties and companies, and financial assets, which refer to the money put in banking system or the capital market. So, in Islamic financial planning, all the real and financial assets used for wealth accumulations must be compliant with Sharia. Okay, for the first one is emergency fund. Emergency fund is the utmost important fund that needs to be established by all individuals. It is a sum of money set aside to specifically cover an unexpected expenses that may come out due to unpredicted events, such as car breakdown, ceilings, leakage, or even sudden illness. So, it also can be used to pay bill when suddenly one is out of job. Okay, for example, the COVID-19 pandemic is one of the good examples to prove the importance of emergency fund. Nobody can expect that in 2020 millions of people will be out of job due to this pandemic. Some just lose income due to the movement control order imposed by government to control the breakout of COVID-19. So those worst severe effects are without emergency fund in place are as such in a several situation. So, and then the insurance and zakaful operator also giving payment relief to the future license to the burden. So we have the choice to relieve our burden. Okay, and then the rule of thumb in determining the amount of emergency fund is 6 months. So this is considered an employer period for an individual to look for a new job in case of being restrictions. So you have to have an emergency saving at least as enough for 6 months to survive for a new job and get a new job. Okay, and next we go to education plan. Education plans is good because it's providing good education to the children, which is one of the main responsibility of the Muslim parents. It will help to develop children with high self-esteem will be capable of making good decisions. They will be proud of their accomplishment, willing to take responsibility, and really ready to cope with frustrations. Okay, in determining the amount to the big accumulate for education needs, for example, parents have to decide on the type of program for the children to enroll in the future. Parents who are close to their children will be able to see preference in their children while they are still young. If the child shows the passion in the medicines, for example, responsible parents should put their best effort to provide for funding needs to fulfill the child ambition. Okay, so for example, to you support your children to education plan, which is investment for education fund can be started as early as the children reach age of 6 months old. If the age of entering university is 18 years old, the parents have 70.5 to invest. 70.5 years to invest. Even by putting 100 month in a saving deposit, which the return is less 1%, the child will have at least 21,000 when he or she reach the age of 18. So it is enough for 4 years bachelor's degree in a very good specialization in public university in Malaysia. So, education planning is a future facilitated by some scheme introduced by the government, such as the Scheme Simpanan Pendidikan Nasional, which is SSPN. Next, we go to Hajj Fund. Hajj is a fifth pillar of Islam, which requires quite a big sum of money to be able to perform it. Some people with small income are able to go for Hajj at the retirement age. At 60, around 60, okay? After putting minimum amount of regular saving throughout their working life. If there is a will, there will be a way. So, hence, there is no reason for those earning good income not to go for Hajj, okay? Which supposedly should become one of our priorities of life. So, for example, total cost for Hajj from Malaysia is around 15,000, taking into account to all expenditure related to the preparations for Hajj. That is, if one goes with Mu'asab, which is highly subsidized by the pilgrimage funds, tabung haji. For example, the setback of Mu'assasah is the long wait in getting a train to perform Hajj. If one reaches today, the chance to get to turn is around the 2018. For a newly born baby today will be at 60. Tabung haji, however, allow it deposited to apply if they are already old and have sufficient funds to go for Haji. It, however, depends on getting MA probable. So, some of the financial institutions also offer saving plan with takaful element that include Hajj, Umrah, and Badal Haji fund. An example is Smart Hijrah Family Takaful plan offered by Maybank Islamic with underwriting by Etika Family Takaful and support from Tabung Haji Malaysia. And then we have retirement planning. Retirement planning is an arrangement to provide people with an income during retirement. So, retirement plan may be set up by employers, insurance company, the government, or other institutions such as employee associations or trade unions. My mistake. And then the major issue faced by workers are how to prepare for life in retirement. In Islam, it is the responsibility of the children to look after their parents, especially when the latter become too old and incapable of sustaining themselves. It is an act of disloyalty towards Allah SWT if one of neglect one responsibility of taking care of one parent. This act is regarded as attitude to those who are proud and boastful. And then, even though it is religion's responsibility of the children, it is very much correct the parents voluntarily release their children from such a burden. This is perhaps based on the reason that their children are also responsibility for their own family. Hence, one should consider the Islamic retirement planning tool and process as one preparation to be independent financially when one is old or retire from one job. So, how the retirement plan works? So, we have in Malaysia there is a mandatory saving arrangements for employers under the employers provide fund, which is EPF, to cater for their post-retirement day. That's all for me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all understand what I'm saying.